There is a TikTok creator who cleans things for a living. Dirty rugs, McDonald's bathrooms, random surfaces in public places. She calls herself Clean Girl. And for a while, the content was what it appeared to be. Mildly entertaining cleaning videos. And then she found a new niche. Cleaning gravestones. And what started as a cleaning channel became something that has divided the internet almost completely down the middle. Because depending on who you ask, she is either doing a genuine act of kindness or she is disrespecting people's most sacred memories for views, ad revenue, and product placement. After watching the videos, there is an argument to be made for both. And there is also an argument that the answer is pretty clearly one of those two things and not the other. Clean Girl is a TikTok and YouTube creator who built her brand around cleaning content. Dirty rugs, public bathrooms, random grimy surfaces that generate satisfying transformation videos. The format works because cleaning content has a built-in visual payoff. You see the before, you see the after, and the contrast creates a reaction that algorithms reward. She built a following doing exactly this. And then she pivoted into gravestone cleaning, which on paper is just another surface that needs cleaning. But in practice is something that sits in an entirely different moral and emotional category, because the people connected to these graves are not just random owners of dirty property. They're grieving families. And the things left on those graves mean something that a cleaning creator does not necessarily have the right to decide needs changing. Gravestone cleaning is actually a recognized and appreciated form of preservation. There are creators who do it well. And the difference between doing it well and doing it the way Clean Girl does it is significant. A creator doing it right typically researches the person whose grave they are cleaning. They learn the story. They share it with their audience. They approach the space with visible reverence. They treat the items left at the grave as meaningful rather than as obstacles to their cleaning. And when they are done, the family of that person can watch the video and feel that someone treated their loved one with care. The emphasis is on the person who is buried, not on the person doing the cleaning. That distinction matters, and it is the distinction that Clean Girl consistently fails to make. One of the first things Clean Girl says in her gravestone videos is that she is doing it for free, and this claim deserves some examination. She posts the videos on TikTok and YouTube. Both accounts are monetized. The videos are structured to be at least 8 minutes long, which on YouTube enables mid-roll advertisements. During the cleaning, she positions her branded cleaning products facing the camera. So she is generating ad revenue from the videos and using the videos to market her own product line. That is not doing something for free. That is doing something that generates income in multiple streams while publicly claiming to be doing it for free. The point is not that making money is wrong. It is that framing profit-generating content as selfless charity is dishonest in a way that matters when the activity involves someone else's sacred space. Perhaps the clearest single moment that illustrates the tonal problem with her grave cleaning content is when she chooses which grave to clean. She rolls a ball, like a bowling ball finding its lane. She lets the ball roll across the cemetery, and whichever gravestone it stops nearest to becomes the subject of her next video. A gravestone belonging to someone's family member, selected by a rolling ball. For a TikTok, the fact that this seemed like a reasonable production choice to someone creating content in a cemetery tells you most of what you need to know about how seriously she takes the space she is working in. In multiple videos, Clean Girl has removed flowers left at grave sites and replaced them with fake flowers she brought herself. The problem with this is layered. First, the flowers left at a grave are a deliberate act by someone who loved the person buried there. They are not decoration that anyone else has the authority to rearrange. Second, the flowers she removed in at least one documented instance did not look clearly dead or dying, which means someone may have left them recently. Third, many cemeteries have explicit rules against artificial flowers. And fourth, and most importantly, the symbolism of what is left at a grave belongs to the family and only the family. The items at a graveside are not an aesthetic problem for a cleaning creator to solve. They are a record of love and grief that belongs to people she has never met and never will meet. something that is harder to define, but just as important is the way she talks in these videos. The commentary during her gravestone cleaning operates at a register that feels deeply mismatched with the setting. She asks out loud whether a dead woman liked chocolate cupcakes. She wonders what killed someone. She describes a couple buried together as true forever love and comments on how sad it is that the husband died less than a year after his wife. These are not inherently wrong observations, but the way they are delivered has the quality of a children's television presenter performing wonder for a young audience who might not fully understand where they are or who these people were. That disconnect between the tone and the subject matter is something her comment section notices constantly, and it is difficult to watch without feeling that the real subject of these videos is not the people in the graves. It is Clean Girl performing emotions about the people in the graves for the camera. In one video, Clean Girl brought a vacuum cleaner to a graveside. She ran it over the stone and the surrounding area. On a gravestone, in a cemetery, and the vacuum, based on what was visible in the footage, did not appear to be plugged in, which means she brought an unplugged vacuum cleaner to a grave and ran it over someone's memorial site, either as a performance of cleaning for the camera or without having thought through whether it would actually clean anything. In a space where every choice either demonstrates respect or the absence of it, bringing an unplugged vacuum cleaner and running it over someone's gravestone is the kind of decision that tells you where the actual priorities are. It tells you this was filmed to look like cleaning more than it was filmed to achieve cleaning. The video that generated the strongest reaction from her audience and from commentators covering her content was the one where she cleaned a baby's grave. Baby Genesis was born on October 4th, 2008, and died the same day. At the grave were stuffed animals and other items left by the family. Clean Girl washed the stuffed animals. And the problem with that is significant. When a family leaves items at a child's grave, especially items like the toys a baby never got to use, those items carry meaning that is specific to that family. The exact condition of those items may matter to the parents. The stuffed animals were not there because they were clean. They were there because they belonged to a child who died the day she was born. And someone who had never met that child or those parents made the decision to wash them without asking, without knowing whether that was wanted, on camera, for views. In the interest of being fair, here is the strongest case for what Clean Girl is doing. Grave sites do get neglected. Many of the stones she cleans are genuinely covered in moss and grime and have not been maintained in years. The people buried there may have no remaining family, or their family may be geographically unable to visit. When a stone becomes completely unreadable because of overgrowth, the person buried there risks being forgotten entirely. There's a real argument that someone cleaning these stones, even imperfectly and even for views, is better than no one cleaning them. And some of the comment sections on her videos include people who found videos of their relatives' graves cleaned by her and expressed genuine gratitude. That is real, and it deserves to be acknowledged. And here's the thing. The core problem with what Clean Girl is doing is actually very fixable. She has a large enough platform that she could post asking families whether they want their loved one's grave cleaned or restored. She would almost certainly receive thousands of responses from people who would welcome it. That version of the content would achieve everything the current version is trying to achieve. The cleaning, the transformation, the views, the product placement, all of it. But it would also achieve something the current version cannot. The family's consent. The knowledge that the items left at the grave are exactly what the family wanted there. And the dignity of the person buried, they're being preserved in a way that the family would recognize and appreciate. The only version of grave cleaning content that is genuinely an act of kindness is the version where someone who knew the person buried there wanted it done. Here's where I land on Clean Girl's grave cleaning content. The underlying activity, cleaning and restoring neglected gravestones, is genuinely valuable and genuinely kind when done with care and respect. The problem is not what she is doing, it is how she is doing it. Rolling a ball to choose a grave. Running an unplugged vacuum over someone's memorial. Washing a dead baby's stuffed animals without consent. Replacing real flowers left by a grieving family with fake ones she brought herself. narrating the experience in a register that treats the cemetery like a set and the dead like props. None of these are the choices of someone whose priority is honoring the people buried there. They're the choices of someone whose priority is the content. And in a cemetery, those two things are not supposed to be the same priority.